Vam.
Vam.
Release the fingers and let's continue.
Vam.
Vam. Vam.
Vam. Vam.
Vam.
Vam.
Now we bring our awareness behind the navel, and there we do the sound rum. When we do the sound rum, bring the middle finger touching the thumb, and let's take a deep breath in and go rum.
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 Release the mudra and then let's continue. Rum.
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 Now let's bring our awareness in between the breast and the middle of the body. And there we have the index finger pressed against the thumb as we do the mantra Yam. Take a deep
Yum.
breath in. Yam.
Yum.
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 Yum. Yum.
Now release the fingers and let's continue. Yum.
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 Now bring the attention to the throat, and here we do the sound hum with the thumb facing up. Take a deep breath in. Hum. Hum.
Hum.
Hum. Hum. Release the mudra and continue. Hum.
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 Last time. Hum.
Hum.
Bring the awareness to the middle of the head and we'll do the sound shum. Take a deep breath in. Shum.
Shum.
And of course, the mudra is thumbs up. Shum.
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 Now we can go to the top of the head. And again, mudra is thumbs up. Let's go Om. Release the mudra and continue Om. Last time. Now we are ready to go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama. Jayashree, you want to lead?
Yeah. Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. So now we're going to start the Ujjayi Pranayama or the happy face breathing. Now, for those who are new, close your eyes and focus on your throat. The throat will feel normal. Now, keeping your eyes closed, just make a big smile and then focus on the throat again. You will find a slight stretch. And now focus on that stretch, and then we do inhale and exhale. We feel a slight rubbing against the throat, the air rubbing against the throat. So this, now I'll show you how to inhale and exhale. Now this will be like a restricted breathing. So as you inhale, I will lift up the hands, and when we exhale, I will bring the hands down. So now I'll show it to you. Now continue. Now we can do the silent meditation, the mantra Haim, Im, So in this, what we do is we silently, we don't say the mantra loudly. We do it silently. It is just a mental vibration. It comes right from the middle of the chest, the sternum area, and the vibration flows upward and goes out from middle of the head. So now we do the mantra like this. Haim Imam, Haim Imam, Haim Imam, Haim Imam, Haim Imam, Haim Imam. Please continue for 2 minutes.
There is no correlation with the breath.
Now we can go to the next silent mantra, that is the Haim. Now focus on your lungs, the entire chest, the sides and the back, and let us mentally say Haim. Now, do not worry about the breath. This is just a mental vibration, and we can feel the lungs vibrate. Heim, 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 heim. And let us continue for 2 minutes.
Some of you may feel vibration in the palms and the legs. This is simply the circulation of the blood. You do this silently, but if it helps you to focus to move your lips, you can, but don't try to make it audible. It is meant to be focused inward and feeling the vibration within.
Now we will be starting the neck exercises. So I think Avani.
Yeah. Okay, let's begin our spinal alignment exercises. As you bring your left ear towards one shoulder, exhale slowly. And inhale as you come back. And take the right ear to the right shoulder, exhaling. And inhale as you come back. Exhale. Inhale. You.
Avni, you're on mute. You need to move forward. If you do too many rounds, we won't have enough time. 5 rounds for each is good.
Now, as we exhale, turn your head as if looking over your shoulder. As you exhale, and inhale as you come back. Exhale, go the other way. Inhale as you come back. Exhale as you turn over the other shoulder. Inhale and come back. Exhale over the other shoulder. Inhale as you come back. Please keep in mind, when you do this with slow motions, the impact is much higher. Now, as you inhale, take your head backward. Exhale and bring it to your chest. Inhale and take it backward again. Continue. And now as you exhale, bring your chin towards the chest so that we can begin the 360 rotation. Inhale, half a circle. Exhale, the other half. Inhale. Exhale. Now as you exhale, let's go the opposite direction. Inhale. Exhale. Now, let's move on to our shoulder exercises. Inhale as you lift up one shoulder and bring it back. Exhale as you bring it down. Inhale, the other one. Take it back. Exhale as you bring it down. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do our hand exercises now. Bring up your hands, elbows straight. As you inhale, stretch your fingers out. Exhale, turn the thumb in and bring the fingers down in a fist. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now keeping your hands stretched out, rotate your wrists as you inhale and exhale slowly. Keep your hands straight. Elbows should be straight as you inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Opposite direction. Inhale, exhale. Now, let's bring our elbows in line with our shoulders. And then as you inhale, rotate your wrists. Inhale and exhale. Opposite direction. Inhale and exhale. Let's interlock our fingers and take them behind your head. Please make sure your elbows are straight in line with your shoulders, and you don't bend your head forward as you exhale. Twist to the left. Inhale as you come back. Exhale as you twist to the right. Inhale as you come back and continue. Now, take your hand over to the opposite knee, and the other hand goes to the back and twist to the other side. Now, if it's simpler for you, you can just do it this way with your shoulder, touching the shoulder, taking the other hand back and twisting. Or you could do it by holding the other knee and taking the other hand back. Twist. Inhale as you come back. Exhale as you twist. Inhale and exhale. Now, let's put one leg over the other knee And as you inhale, pull the knee towards you. The fingers are interlocked, holding the knee. And as you inhale, pull it towards you. I'm sorry, as you exhale, pull it towards you. Inhale as you go down. Exhale as you pull it towards you. Inhale, exhale. And turn your head to the same side that you're pulling your knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do the other knee now. Exhale as you twist, and then inhale as you go down. Let's move on to our cycling exercises. So those of you who are sitting on the chair, please make sure you move back behind so that the chair doesn't topple. And we are going to hold our leg and do a cycling motion. Inhale as you go out and exhale, come back. Other leg. Okay. Are we ready to move on to Bhastrika?
Yes, Bal Mukund. Actually,
All right.
one more exercise before we begin Bhastrika. You should stand up and bend forward. And for people who have balance issues, you can hold your chair, but keep the head up and make sure the back is up, but you're only bending at the hip, and you can come down. And this is something Dr. Naresh Chand had sent out as something for people who have back pain. It gives relief. Simple one. Now, for people who don't have any issues related to balance, you can keep your hold your elbows behind your back, and as you exhale, you lean forward. Keep the shoulder pulled back, chin up, the feet shoulder width apart, and make sure you're only bending at the hip, not at the knees, not at the back, nowhere. Inhale and exhale normally. And with each exhalation, you should be able to come down a little bit more. Inhale and slowly come up. We'll do one more thing. Okay, what we can do is, we can do the balancing exercise. For those of you who need support, you can hold a chair or something, or as Dr. Naresh Chand said, you can use a wall. But those of you who don't need it, bring your leg up and be on one leg as you can support, and be anywhere. Your hands can be like this. It can be above, it can be stretched out, whatever is comfortable for you, but keep the balance. Now let's shift to the other leg. Okay, so now we can sit down and begin Bhastrika Pranayama.
And I forgot that we have time for that.
Somebody said something?
This is a the book closure. We have time for that for 2 minutes.
Yeah, don't worry, done. So let's move along.
Chanting with chakra vibrations. Why do we release fingers after a few chants? And when we go alone, how should we know how many we should do before releasing?
We'll discuss that in the end. Okay. Let's
right.
continue.
So let's get started with our deep breathing exercise, Bhastrika Pranayam, also called bellow breathing. And so we make a loose fist and we bend our hands at the elbows and bring it right next to the right by the sides. But for those who are new, they can also do it without this. And in this case, you just bring your hands to your belly, and when you breathe in, you bring your shoulders back and inhale deep, and then exhale. Inhale, exhale.
Inhale and exhale.
And when you exhale, the exhale is longer than the inhale. So let's get started with the regular way. Fold your hands at the elbows, bring your elbows close to the body, and then we start. So 1, inhale, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. Inhale, 13, exhale. 14, exhale. 15, exhale. 16, exhale. 17, exhale. 18, exhale. 19, exhale. 20, exhale. Put your hands down and observe the sensations in your head. And we'll do another round when the sensations have subsided for everyone.
Now the sensations are close to subsided. Let's do 5 breaths of the shoulder exercise, which Avni was saying she forgot. So inhale, lift up the shoulders, exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. One more time, inhale and exhale. Third time. Fourth time. And fifth time. Okay, Balmukund, next round.
All right. So fold your hands, bring your elbows towards by the sides, and then we start again. 1, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 13, exhale. 14, exhale. 15, exhale. 16, exhale. 17, exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Relax, put your hands down. Feel the sensations in your head, observe them. Once the sensations have subsided, we'll do meditation with the mantra Om playing in the background.
Mentally let go. Tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. Have your eyes as if turned upward, looking over the head, even though the eyes are closed. And if you like to use a hand position, you can have both palms facing upward, one over the other on your lap, and the thumbs touching each other. And if you have a personal mantra, you can use it. If you don't have a personal mantra, just watch your breath and Om will be in the background.
Shilpi.
Mentally tell yourself, let me be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, raise your hand and bring it 6 inches in front of your eyes and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open your eyes. It is 6:30, and those of you who need to leave can leave, and the rest of us can go to the Yoga Sutras as well as the any questions, discussions, any new people who want to introduce themselves. So I'll take it from there. Anila, are you okay? No headache or anything?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. So Ratna Anandkumar asked a question, and that question was why it is we are doing the mudras and why we are releasing it. The reason we are releasing the mudras is, I think some of you who are very perceptive would have noticed that when we do the mudras, it very quickly accelerates the vibration going upward. But then what happens is it comes in the top part of the head and hangs there. Once it comes into the top part of the head, if you release the mudra, it goes out faster. So that is the reason we are releasing the mudra. Ratna, question answered? You were hearing?
Yes, yes. But I also want to know, when we are doing on our own, how do we know how many times we need to do before we release?
This is a problem, because what happens is unless you can feel the vibrations moving up, you will not know. And so what happens is when we do things individually, we give people guidance to do a few times in each chakra. And of course, every day there is also variations. If any of you noticed today, we really needed only 3 times to do in each chakra with the mudras. Whereas over the weekend, actually I'm beginning to notice Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have to do the mudra, we have to do the vibrations a lot longer to clear people. I don't know what it is, whether it is a pattern related to, are weekends busier than weekdays for me? Vasanji, you were going to say something? No, okay, that's fine. We cannot hear you. You have to unmute. You have to unmute, Vasanji.
Yeah. Why don't I feel any vibrations at all going up through all these so-called mudras and saying lam, yam, etc.?
Yeah, see, the thing is, you see, this is because in our Atmanadi, there are what we call Siddhi potential in there. And only those who have the Siddhi potential will be able to sense it. There are 3 levels of Siddhis. One level is ability to sense. The second level is ability to understand what you sense. And the third level is ability to project intent. And if those siddhis are not there, siddhi potential is not there, you won't feel it.
So I am lacking in all these things.
Actually, the answer is, all you have to do is just feel within yourself what is right. And that is how we fulfill the purpose for which we are born.
I have to go to kindergarten again. I have to go to kindergarten.
No. The Yoga Sutra is very clear in mentioning what siddhis you have and what you experience in yogic levels. They all mean nothing. All the real, finally, the real answer is that if you're true to your conscience and fulfill the purpose of your life, that is all is the meaning of life. In fact, a lot of people will often call the Yoga Sutras as the Moksha Shastra. But I think that's a mistake. The Moksha Shastra is a secondary aspect, but primarily it is a Dharma Shastra. So anyway, so you know, don't look for the sensations, but those of the people who can feel it, they will be able to guide others. Like for example, for Anila, she can feel the vibrations and she can understand the element about understanding it is a little bit. The ability to project is also there for her. So in any case, so Vasanji, please mute yourself. So there won't be any feedback coming. Thank you.
The weekend, I also been noticing during the weekend that it takes longer
Yes.
to do this chakra dhyana to energize. Is it
Yes.
because there are more new people who don't turn up during the weekdays and then they come and join the group during the weekends?
Well, we have to do an analysis to see whether that is the case, maybe. The other thing could be that people are busier on weekends than weekdays, because a lot of this group over here are grandparents, and you know, there'll be grandchildren at home or whatever other more family involvement, I don't know. And then for people who are working on weekdays, all the to-do list, you know, accumulates on weekends. I don't know the answer.
Narayan, maybe, you know, this group that we are coming here, we are like, we feel, you know, our vibrations are matching well now.
Oh yes, we have become a family.
Yeah, that's the difference. When the new people come on weekends, probably that frequency doesn't match or something. I
Okay.
feel that.
So now, shall we go on to the Yoga Sutras or any other questions?
Rajan, Dr. Rajan, can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
How do I make tears for very dry eyes?
Okay. So the part is, just 1 second. I'm timing myself so that we'll be on time. There is a spot behind the head where if you can find the spot and press, tears will come in the eye. Okay. Now the spot, I'll tell you roughly where it is. It is roughly in this spot over here. You can use 3 fingers to press this way. You can press this way with both your hands.
Dr. Rajan, is it a little away from the center?
Actually, no, right? It's in dead center.
It's in the center?
It is in the center. But if you want to stimulate only one eye, you can lean towards one side or go slightly to the other side.
No, mine is both eyes.
Yeah. So what you do is right in the center. If you press it, you'll get it.
And how many times do we leave pressing it, or?
The place where you're pressing is slightly low. Raise it maybe like a 1/4 inch above.
1/4 inch above, towards the head or towards the backbone?
Above is going up skyward, right?
Got it.
Okay, that's the spot. Press over there.
Okay, so do we press it, release it, press it, release it?
By the way, I hope you realize every word you speak over here, the whole world is watching on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So that is about the place you have, okay?
Rajanji, these chakra vibration
Thank you,
mantras.
Rajan, Dr. Rajan.
Yes, chakra vibrations. Sorry, Ravindraji, I didn't hear you.
No, my question was that, you know, chakra vibration mantras, can those be silently done and also one after the other like Jim Jam?
Actually, yes. What happens is, the chakra vibrations cannot be 100% silence, but you can do it without being audible by moving the lip. So you can do something like, you can mentally do that, but you need a little bit of a stronger vibration than when you're doing the silent mantras.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we can go into the Yoga Sutra. Yeah?
One last question on the mudras.
Yes, go ahead.
Do we touch the finger or do we press the finger?
Okay. You should, there should be a little bit of pressure. Okay. But the idea is not too much pressure where you're making a big effort, but little bit of pressure is good.
So Dr. Rajan, what is the significance of when you place your palm, right palm above the left on your yoni and you touch the thumbs?
Actually, right palm over the other with the touching the thumb.
Yeah.
The thumb actually represents the space element. So in meditation, we are actually stimulating the space element to connect beyond, because we are electromagnetic beings, and our internal transmitter is essentially going to connect beyond us. So the thumb pressing is very important. The palms over each other is really palms being open, allows for energy to optimize itself. Anytime you close, actually people who are sensitive, if you close like this, you'll feel everything is coming down. If you open, you'll feel a greater openness. Anybody here sensitive enough to feel that? Try it. Avani, try it. Anila, if you're there, try it and just close your hand, close your eyes, and open your hand and see the difference.
I usually keep my arms open because I do feel that a lot. I usually have arms open because I feel that a lot when I keep them closed or any other position. I do feel the closed-in feeling.
Exactly. So that is why people who are sensitive understand why we keep the palms open and why we close touch the thumb. Okay. Okay, so shall we go on to the okay. So shall we go on to the Yoga Sutras?
Mukund, could you lend me access to share the screen? Looks like
Yes.
Mail हो गया मैं पूछ रही हूँ
Okay. Access to share the screen is there already.
Brahm Agrawalji, can you please mute yourself?
Oh. What do I do?
So today we are in the Sutra number 32 of the second chapter. So just to give a little bit of a background, we have about 17 minutes to go before we close. So about 3 to 5 minutes for the background. The second chapter is the beginning of the body of the Yoga Sutras. The first chapter was the executive overview. And in that overview, what was presented is, by being a pure observer most of the time and practicing to be that way, over a period of time, you can develop the ability to realize how the body is behaving and how you're reacting. All of this reactivity, you realize is just, it's not you. Whoever you are is not the activation of all the functionalities of the body and mind. And when you realize that, you will become aware of what the higher reality is. Going there is a difficult path. So to be in that pure observer state is not easy to come by. So Patanjali says, with the grace of God, you can have that, or else what you can do is, if you're in a customary state where the body and mind is not in perfect balance, then in which case you can first begin by lessening reactivity. And how do you lessen reactivity? When you see something great, instead of going ha ha hoo hoo, just mentally feel happy. Don't verbalize it. Don't become more reactive by verbalizing and making big deal of it. By the same token, if you see something wicked, don't start, getting very reactive about it, but just avoid it and go away. And if you see something that is miserable, don't get too much emotional. Just have a mental sense of compassion. And if you can do something, do. Otherwise, just have a sense of compassion, move along. This way, what happens is you reduce the reactivity. As reactivity is reduced, you will be able to have one-point focus, whereby it can lead you to the higher realization that Patanjali explains. Now, in the second chapter, it goes more into the details as why it is we have this reactivity. Why is the body playing all of this, the body and mind? And this is because we are right from the first birth that ever happened. As part of the cosmic plan, there were certain programs embedded within us. And those programs that were embedded, they are called kleshas. And they are 5 in number as described by the Yoga Sutras, which translate into 3 from the Vedanta system. And we explained the one which is the biggest problem is the avidya, or the lack of understanding of the nature of existence. It is because of that lack of understanding, likes and dislike, which is the role of the mind, comes into play. And along with that goes the sense of me as the experiencer and me as the doer. And all of these together puts you into a reactive mode. And after the first birth, because of reactivity, you create more programs. And so those new programs you create is called karmas. So, and the karmas and kleshas together propagate many more new lifetimes. The person who is wise realizes that there is no point getting into this chakra, this circle. And so they learn to become non-reactive. And as a result, because of the discrimination, and from there, they realize the higher sense of who they are. The systematic way of approaching that is the system called Ashtanga Yoga, which got explained from Sutra number 2829. And then after that, explaining the 8 of them, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. We explained what is the nature of Ahimsa last time in Sutra number 30 and 31. It is important to realize that all of yoga, and I repeat this, people always mistake yoga to be a moksha shastra, and this is largely because of the Buddhist system where they are looking to get liberated. But liberation alone is not what Sanatana Dharma is about. When we are created and we come into this body, we have duties, and that duty only you can know for yourself. Others cannot tell you. And this is why daily meditative practice keeps your inner connection active, whereby your inner self guides you, which is called your Swadharma. So even the yamas are subject to your Swadharma. So when people say ahimsa, meaning not hurting others, the part is it is subject to dharma. The whole meaning is not hurting others for no reason. Now, if you are in a war, as we explained last time in the case of Arjuna, he's going into war, he doesn't want to hurt and run away. And Krishna tells him, no, it's your duty to go and fight and kill them. So the thing is, basically, all of this is subject to dharma. The same question of satya, that is truth, asteya, meaning not stealing, brahmacharya is curiosity to know, and aparigraha, not being acquisitive, seeking to collect and being jealous of what others may have. And so what happens is, with this, what we begin to realize is, yama literally means being true to your inner self, true to your conscience. And being true to your conscience is something that is an observance you need to have all the time. Anytime if you are not true to your conscience, you will lose your yoga even if you have attained it. So that is the concept of Sarvabhauma Mahavratam, as Patanjali explains in Sutra 31. Now we go on to Sutra 32. Shaucha Santosha Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Niyamaha. There is something to be noted between Sutra number 32 and the first Sutra of the second chapter. In the first Sutra of second chapter, Patanjali notices, or he notes over there, Tapas Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. Remember that. So Kriya Yoga is yoga of action. And what does yoga of action do? It essentially stimulates all the vibrations within you. The body is active, the mind is active. And what is the nature of the activity? The tapa refers to using up your programs that are there, which means the programs get burnt out by activity. Swadhyaya means seeking to know, self-study, inquiry, seeking to know. Or actually, self-inquiry is the right word. And Ishvara Pranidhana means surrendering to God, or the concept of letting go. So you see over here that the concept of activity, but it is through action we create niyama. Niyama means keeping regularity, a routine. So keeping a regular routine happens with activity. That is the role of tapas, swadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana. Whereas on the other hand, there are two more words here. Shaucha means cleanliness or purity. Santosha means being content. Okay? So the idea being now, anytime we are in the state of, if we are to be in the state of regularity, it is all about the vibrations moving through our body. Now, why is this very important, maintaining regularity? Patanjali Muni in the first chapter very briefly mentioned that when you do regular one-pointed practice, a new program is created that holds all the inner programs as a prisoner, so that you can go into the meditative awareness. And as long as you're in that state, you reach the state of Sabija Samadhi, or the Samadhi stimulated by a one-pointed focus. Whereas what happens when, if you are able to stay in that state all the time, then that becomes Nirbija Samadhi. You don't need that stimulation anymore. So the thing is, in order to reach that state, you need to, the new program that is created by one-pointed focus is based upon all the other programs being in its general flow. So if you look at yourself, each one of us functions with a biorhythm. In the morning when you wake up, you're in a certain way. Later on, there is a little bit of transformation as it goes along. By the end of the day, other things happen. In between the day, based upon when you're used to eating or whatever, hunger comes in those times. And so you can see how the body and mind goes through a certain rhythm through the day. So if you are going to do any practices, that practices should keep the rhythm as the base on which you build upon. This is the reason when we say if you do a practice, you have to keep to the same time every day. You cannot vary your time. One day you do morning, another day afternoon. That doesn't work. You have to do it in sync with your underlying biorhythm. So the concept of niyama relates to that. So let's go on to the next sutra, sutra number 33. Now, here Patanjali Muni, after telling us a little bit about yama and niyama, he is going on to tell us a little more about how it is we maintain our regularity. Vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavana. Vitarka bhavane means vitarka badhane means any obstacles that come out of your mental sense of logic or argument. How do you oppose it? You do it with the looking at the opposite side of it. Pratipaksha means the opposite view. With the bhavana means to sense that, to think about it. So what is he referring to over here? He is actually referring to anything or everything that would seek to violate your yama or niyama. And what could be the situations for violating yama and niyama? Well, if you feel that, if you speak your conscience, you will get into worldly trouble. Trump may fire you from your job if you speak your conscience, right? If you have that kind of fear or something, then in which case yama is not there with you. And if that is the case, you will lose your yogic ability. Now, in the case of niyama, if you feel that, but today, I have no time for my morning meditation practice because I have something more important to do, then you have to tell yourself, I need to do the practice at least for 5 minutes before I'm ready for something else. Many of you will remember when we are working from the therapy angle, I tell everyone, you need to keep the regularity every day. If you are in a hurry any day, instead of doing a practice for half an hour, do for 5 minutes if you are in a hurry. But what happens is keep the regularity, don't break it. And of course, from a physiological perspective, it's all about building neuroplasticity, that is effectively changing the way the brain distributes the energy in the body for what functionality. And that is what is the formation of the new programs in yourself as a result of regular meditation. So sutra number 34, Patanjali Muni says, Vitarka hinsadeha kritakarita anumodita lobha krodha moha purvaka mrudu madhya adhimatra dukkha ajnana ananta phala iti pratipaksha bhavana. So here he is defining what is the meaning of the opposite way of convincing yourself. Don't get carried away into violating the yama and niyama. So what that pratipaksha bhavanam is the opposite way of thinking. How does that work? It works by understanding the vitarka or the logic or the argument that comes for whatever to violate yama or niyama. You realize that is hinsa deha. It causes harm. Hinsa deha means what causes harm. And what is the nature of it? The nature of it is krita karita means self-sanctioned action you do. Actually, krita karita means the actions that you do. Anumodita is you have sanctioned it for yourself. And why did you do that? Because of lobha means greed, krodha means anger, moha means infatuation or desire, purvaka after all of that. And whether it is mrudu, little, madhya, moderate, or adhi, matra, that is magnitude, you realize the end result of it will be dukkha is misery, ajnana is a lack of understanding, ananta phala. Ananta means unending, phala means fruit. And this is the concept of the cycle of karma. If you do that, it'll all come back to you to hit you back, right? So this is the idea of the opposite way of thinking so that you never violate yama and niyama. Finally, people need to understand that yama and niyama alone will reach a person to the highest level of understanding and can finally, after fulfilling your duties, you get liberated. And this is what Patanjali Muni will explain in the next few sutras.
So, Rajanji, if I understand correctly, the first example you gave, you should not violate the yama even if it is unbeneficial for you, even if it hurts you.
See, the thing is basically Patanjali Muni told you earlier on that it is commonly people think in terms of what is profitable or unprofitable from a worldly perspective. Whereas when you're being true to your heart, that is not a consideration, because when you're living your life true to your conscience and soul, how the world reacts to it is not something that you're worried about. But on the other hand, that does not give a sanction for a loose tongue, and that does not give any sanction for saying what you would say is uncharitable words just because you internally disagree with something. The key part is, this is where the concept of Swadharma, whether it is your place to deal with it. And this is where Patanjali Muni says, anytime you find you're uncomfortable with the situation, walk away. And if you look at the number of people from this administration who have resigned their job and walked away because they didn't feel they were being true to your conscience, they can work with their true to your conscience. That is the nature of Yama in action.
Good.
Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of our time. So tomorrow we will begin with a detailed discussion of Yama and Niyama and its qualities. And Patanjali Muni will tell you why Yama and Niyama are the most important aspects of the Ashtanga in one's journey towards realizing the yoga, the connection of the body, mind, and spirit. So with that, we will end today, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Namaste.
Namaste. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dr. Saab.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Dr. Rajan.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rajan.
Thank you, Ji. My sister has created an unwanted thing over here. Anyway, thank you all. Today is the star. The date is a different
Happy
day.
birthday, Rajan Garu.
Happy
birthday. Happy birthday. I don't know.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.